and she has scored 5 in all the subjects that she had attempted in. Not in far behind are the other toppers, and I would especially like to congratulate and thank the teaching faculty for all their dedicated and unstinted support in taking Ebony's International to greater heights. As you can see, a positive parent-teacher relationship helps your child to feel good about school and be successful in school. It makes the child feel like the important people in his life are working together. So we always believe in the triangle where the child, the parent, and the teacher completes a triangle, which is what is most important in a child's life. At this moment, I invite Dr. Abraham Ebenezer, the founder chairman, to kindly come and address all of us.
Good morning, everybody. Once again, a warm welcome to each one of you present here. Dear parents, our most dynamic, very enterprising, and a great visionary, Mr. Jesus Long, our CEO of Ebony's International School, our expert group, headed by Mrs. Pinky Pujara, Mr. Harish, Mrs. Vani, Mrs. Long, Ms. Mandona, and other friends. Thank you for your presence this morning. A special word of welcome to our new parents. In this particular group, we have a number of new parents. I would like to thank you for choosing our school, for reposing your faith and confidence in our school. I assure you, you will never be disappointed. Instead, you feel proud of this institution and we meet all your expectations. We are starting this new academic year on a vibrant and positive note. As Mrs. Sindrani Sudarshan explained to you, in the last 6 years, board examinations, I must say, this is the best results we have got. Both in ICSE, ISE, and ICSE, our student Bishop Belwadi is one among 50 in the position in the entire country. We are really proud. Friends, we have invited all of you with a definite purpose. The first and the foremost purpose is to build a strong and healthy relationship amongst us. We sincerely believe you are the backbone of our institution. Your support, your guidance, and your active participation will do wonders for our children and for the institution. We try our best to involve you in as many activities as possible and utilize your expertise for the benefit of our students. The second purpose is to make you understand our ethos, the school policies, the principles of the institution in brief, because this is going to be our collaborative journey. The importance of educational standards and the technology of what we are following should be known to you first. Lastly, the glimpses, the bird's eye view of what we are doing in our school at present in our campus should be made known. We have a set of experts who who will be talking to you on various topics with the aid of the PowerPoint presentations. Friends, when there are winds of change, some people build walls and remain silent and static. But some other people like Mr. Jesus Law build windmills and reap harvest. That's how you see a plethora of changes taking place in our school. If you go to every nook and corner of the campus, you will see something or the other happening, and I will brief you about that. Changes are not confined to just one aspect. You will see the enrichment in our teaching methodology. You will see a lot of innovations, creative activities taking place. Core scholastics like music and sports and dance will be given new impetus with our outsourced pan-India experts. Our boarding home will be a true home away from home, with all comforts and conducive atmosphere we are creating for them to make them well-rounded personalities. It will be anybody's enemy. With caring and compassionate mentors, the study aspect will be given prime importance. As a first, our boarders will enjoy video conferencing facility with their parents. There will be a separate kitchen for pure vegetarian students. Ebenezer International School has evolved our own health model of education. It will be a well thought out, excellently planned, robust and vibrant curriculum. You will get to know more about that in due course. 21st century education approach will be another hallmark in our educational system. It will be student-centric and teacher-focused. As we want our students to be socially relevant, community service will be a significant part of our educational system. Extraordinary infrastructure facilities and unmatched technology usage will bring sea change in our coming academic year. The school will be equipped with iMac library, laboratory, digitalized curriculum-graded tablets for every child, classrooms with 55 LED screens, smart boards, projector powered with Apple TV. E-library equipped with Kindles and also books containing library containing about 20,000 volumes. Electronic identity cards integrated with all service offerings of the school, including buses and classrooms. Comprehensive CCTV surveillance throughout the campus, including buses and classrooms. GPS-enabled buses with female security wardens. 20 Mbps dedicated internet line. In our extracurricular activities, we will have special facilities like horse riding, rock climbing boards, boxing, gymnastics, martial arts, archery, robotics. We will have an expert, Sharon Down Dance Academy. We are also engaging a professional group for music. Dear friends, this is an era of unprecedented opportunity for our students. With hard work, ambition, and smartness, they can rise to the top. We have started a new course in our school called Monday's House. I end my thought with this words. Education is the most powerful weapon which can be used to change the world. Dear friends, we as joint partners, we have got a great privilege and wonderful opportunity for us to change this world for better. Thank you for your presence. Now I call upon Mr. Jesus Lord, who is solely responsible for the tremendous change and growth that is taking place in our school. And as I said, he wants to make this institution an iconic one, number one in the entire country. I welcome you.
Good morning, one and all. My dear and respected Dr. Ebenezer, various HODs, staff members, dear parents, and our lovely children. It is with great humility and responsibility that I accepted to play the part of the Chief Executive for Ebenezer International School, Bangalore, from this academic year. I deeply understand the expectations the various stakeholders have from this executive position that I hold. And I can only say that, along with my team, we will do everything to take this school to the next level, be it academics, sports, quality of operations, or physical infrastructure, among others. A structured, holistic plan has been put in place with regard to the betterment of every aspect of this school's existence and functioning. And all present here will witness a lot of positive changes in the times to come. A lot of efforts are already in place and achievements of few underway. We are leaving no stone unturned in our endeavor to better ourselves and our school in perfect harmony with the guiding philosophy and culture of this illustrious institution. Under the aegis and mentorship of Dr. Ebenezer, the visionary that he is, we have decided that change is the only constant, and as an educational institution, what we preach is what we surely should practice. The onus is on us parents to continuously be on the path of evolution, to evolve as a better organization, to strive for being more process-driven, at the same time not be rigid, to not restrict the creativity of our teachers and children, but in fact be the catalyst to drive them to think out of the box, to be accommodative, but yet to be firm. It is this determination that will help us excel and take this promising school to greater heights. Dear parents, children, and all stakeholders, I once again want to tell you and let you know that we care. I expect that all of us together will make this possible, and we as one team will work relentlessly to achieve what we have set out. In early years, many parents are regularly present on visitation days. But this might not be the case with older children, as parents' involvement in general drops over a period of time. While it is not necessary or a good idea for parents to be involved in every decision a child makes, there is a need for children to be supported and advised by them. Many parents would like to help, but are not sure of the right measure of involvement or the proper approach to do this. At EISK, parents will be encouraged to come to school. There is a great deal we can do together, parents. Teachers and parents must be willing to lend support and open the lines of communication. Children want role models as much as they need discipline. The truth is that while children appear to want total freedom, they do in fact need boundaries of family and school structures and support. Growing up is an exercise in individual and social adjustments, vocational aspirations, understanding religious and political affiliations, as well as a period of seeking emotional independence from society. Children are often subjected to the paradox of, on the one hand, adapting to social norms, and on the other, the desirability of seeking a greater degree of self-dependence. If we as caregivers have not recognized and catered to the complexity of these needs, the adolescent phase in children can become traumatic and unproductive. Students that don't feel they can make it very often don't even try. It's important for the parent to be truthful to the child but continuously be encouraging towards them. Parents, we are living in a world that is ever changing. The professions and jobs of today might not remain relevant tomorrow. What seems to be cutting edge and contemporary today might be obsolete tomorrow. It's our responsibility towards our children and this generation at large to prepare them mentally to adapt to these changes continuously. Be positive and optimistic at all times. Resilience and compassion are the twin gifts that we must give into the future. The days of crystallized education and crystallized knowledge and rote learning are over. Information is available on a click or a touch in today's day and age of the internet. Knowledge needs to be the tool for collaborative creativity and problem solving. Knowledge is not about words of understanding, but the wise of wisdom. We need to prepare our children and make them capable of thinking logically and critically, develop balance, and be part of solutions, not problems. We seek for our children the virtues of being honest, determined, perseverant, have the drive to win, the ability to let go, the passion for improvement, attention to detail, the ability to develop a socially relevant network, the grace of gratitude, and the courage to be calm in crisis. There is more. To prove that education is not about mere marks and a meal ticket. Of course, marks are not mutually exclusive to the creation of a sound character. Both can be achieved. In the future, what will stand your children in good stead is authentic and their original thinking. Taking responsibility is something we all wish our children stand up to in time to come. The ability to share credit and award praise to the deserving is something we wish that they imbibe in their personality. The desire to give back to society, and most importantly, the refusal to be refined by their parents. The school will cradle this learning, but parents at home, you must speak the same language for these to transform into lifelong values. The goal of this orientation program is to set in a positive atmosphere for learning as well as cooperation between parents, teachers, and students. All of us must work together from the very beginning of this school year. If the school could help provide common objectives and goals for parents and children to make the start the proper direction, it would make the whole process more fulfilling. A good beginning might be the difference needed to ensure future success. Each child, ladies and gentlemen, is unique. But what is universal is it is in the nature of every child to explore and experiment. The school will play its part in creating an optimum environment to allow this to happen. I will personally look into these aspects of the school functioning on a regular basis so the school remains conducive for experiential and value-based learning in all areas. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for patiently hearing to this short speech. You have a great year ahead. May God bless you all. May God bless India. May God bless the world. Let peace prevail. Thank you very much once again. I would now request our director, Ms. Pinky Pujara, to take over from here.
A very good morning to one and all. Honorable Dr. Ebenezer, Mr. Jesus Lal, all the dignitaries present here, my dear parents and teachers, and the little ones. I've seen children have dozed off to sleep. Some kids, I hope they wake up now. So parents, you're all aware that we're going to see a lot of changes in our school now. I hope you all enjoy the changes. And I really wish that we celebrate our children every day today at the ISC. Let's go ahead with the presentation. So this is, in a nutshell, that you get at the ISC. A truly all-round development, as Indrani ma'am mentioned, as Dr. Ebenezer mentioned, that how we've scaled up the academic lines, along with our sports and co-curricular activities. Says it all, and we are only getting better at that. Individualized learning is something that we are going to strongly focus on, where every student's individual learning plan is going to be created and monitored by their teachers. Parents will definitely be updated of it on a regular basis. A high-tech focus. And in terms of curriculums, the students will get a choice between ICSE and IGCSE from grade 8 onwards. But this is the Eben model that is spoken about. If you take a moment to look at it, these are the 4 pillars on which it stands. Modern learning environment. Whether it's infrastructure, whether it's technology, whether it's the environment, the approach and attitudes of the people, everything that matters into the learning environment, we see that it is student-driven and it is child-friendly and not really teacher-driven only. It's going to be a collaborative environment where children should not be scared of coming into, but they should want to come to school in it. Holistic curriculum, 21st century skills, will definitely come to that in detail a bit later. A lot of subject choices that we offer in our schools, that students are not forced to take on subjects that they don't like. We definitely see that in later years, not really in preschool, but there are parents who want to see their children doing what probably they could not do, or they would want them to follow their footsteps, and we see parents forcing children to take on something. We really want parents to understand, guide, advise, and let children pursue what they really wish to pursue, so we are offering up choices. Because today children can excel in anything, whatever they would like to pursue. I obviously mentioned child-centric practices, value education, life skills, community service. These things are very, very important aspects of character building, and the ISB will always give it prime importance. Professional teacher development, very, very important. We all realize and understand that we need to be updated, upgraded. Even our teachers have to keep pace with the changing times. They have just completed a rigorous training of technology integration into classrooms. So a lot of iPad-aided audio-visual training so that teachers are adapt enough to carry out these in the classrooms for the students. Lifelong learning is something our teachers believe in and want our children to understand that they will keep learning throughout their lives. Standards and assessment, where here we strongly believe that what we are teaching and the knowledge that we are imparting is going to form a base for our next assessment. And that will help us make a learning plan for the child. And the assessments are not, again, very, I would say they're very child-friendly. We want to ensure that the students don't open their books only during examinations. But it's important that it is a continuous, regular process, which is not burdened. However, they are in touch with their academics on a regular basis. So there are certain changes in the assessment pattern. Again, it does not really apply to the preschool students so much, but for the primary and secondary students also. This is a glimpse of the 21st century skills that every student must aspire to achieve. These are all the 7 C's, and our team is strongly working on building these attributes in our students. So whether it's critical thinking, it's creativity, it's collaboration, because it's no longer that our students will have to know how to design solutions, where there are situations and problems given and they will have to work out how to move ahead. So those kind of situations will form a part of their curriculum approaches. It's not going to be only rote learning, but they will have problem solving to do. Cultural understanding, we all know we are a global school here. We anyways have a mix of cultures in our school. The students need to appreciate, accept diverse cultures, not necessarily agreeing to everything, but acceptance is very important. And that's, something, it's a value, it's a skill that students will learn through the numerous exchange programs that we will have in our schools, where they will interact with students worldwide, even probably in small pockets of our country, and be aware of the cultural differences and attitudes and thinking patterns. Now a bit about the curriculum framework in the preschool section. Well, the preschool curriculum has been completely revamped. If you see these things, these are certain best practices that are followed the world over. We have the EVA-FS program, which is called the Early Years Foundation Stages, which is a UK-based preschool program. The theory of constructivism, the Reggio approach, the theory of multiple intelligences by Howard Gardner, and many more such researches have been studied by our curriculum team. We have an expert team that works only on preschool curriculum. The team spends hours and days researching best practices around the world. They make visits to schools world over and make changes and updates, reviews our curriculum on a regular basis. Here you will see that we follow a unit-wise thematic approach, where every month the students will explore a new unit of inquiry. In terms of language development, we will not focus merely on writing and reading only. At times as parents, we feel that parents understand what is happening in school through the written work that comes at home. Yes or no? When you see their notebooks or their worksheets, you understand, okay, this is what the teacher has taught. And what if nothing comes home for 2-3 days? You feel the school is not teaching you anything. There's nothing happening in the school, you're not writing anything. Well, in preschool, we want to tell you that it's not just about writing all the time. At that age level, it's very important that we develop and build all these skills that are put up here. They will write at the right age for sure. You need not worry that my neighbor is writing and my child is not writing. At some point, we see parents doing so much of comparisons that it's not so important for them to see what my child has achieved, it's more important to see what my neighbor's child has achieved. And how come you are not at that place? So it's very essential that we don't compare. Every child is unique. We allow the child to learn and develop at his or her own pace. Our teachers are here to guide them, support them, give them remedial education wherever required, but we encourage children and not force them into something just because others are doing it. They will focus on speaking skills, listening skills, very important at this age, reading, writing, their vocabulary development, and we follow a phonic-based approach for this program, which will be a very new thing that you will experience, because when we teach them to read or identify letters, we follow a phonic approach where every letter of the English alphabet has a sound. So C is ker, and E is air. And in that way, there are a lot of blends. There are in all 42 sounds of the 26 alphabets that we have. And children will go through the procedure of that. It really makes reading faster. We've seen that they pick up reading faster with this approach. Mathematical concepts again. Do a lot of work on these aspects that you see here: problem solving, logical reasoning, numeracy, not just on pen and paper, but there are a lot of games and applications and hands-on experiences that the students will go through to learn their mathematical concepts. It's important that they don't build a fear towards this subject at this age, because we all know that the fear doesn't go. It takes years and years, and maths is dreaded. So it's important that they start loving this subject at this young age. Let's see something about the technology that we've been talking about, how we've infused technology in our classrooms. So a lot of audio-visual usage, 55-inch LED screens in the classrooms. We have e-libraries where there are Kindles, Nooks, and there are iPads. We'll also have a lot of e-readers. Again, age-appropriate, the teachers are going to help the students in terms of what they should be reading, what is best for them as per their level. Again, each child is at a different level, so we are able to take care of differentiated learning with technology. Virtual classrooms and video conferencing also applies to preschool students, because they will interact with students their age from all over the world. And that's the incident that is mentioned to ensure that we're not stuck anywhere. The iPad-aided learning, with technology helps do all these things, because we don't want students to work on their own all alone. We have to teach them to be collaborative learners. That's the need of the times today. These are some of the benefits that we've experienced. Today, phones and iPads are, I believe, in every child's hand, even at homes. And so they are already using it. They will not be able to enjoy the classroom if it's a chalk and chalk and black and white classroom. We have to make it very interactive and engaging for them. And we've seen that the learner is engaged, bettering, and actually the concepts are driven better because they practice it very well on their iPads. Now we will show you a small video. This is the video of Universal School. It could be our intellectual partner. This is a video that will showcase iPods that have been used for preschool students. It's an indicative video. Here we are going to use iPads. This is a 5-year-old video. However, it will give you a glimpse into what preschool students do with it.
encourage levels to 8-year-olds to learn by themselves, and it also makes them tech savvy from a young age. Children consider the iPod a toy, except that it isn't. In the guise of toy, it's imparting knowledge to the students, like math application. On this application, the children can learn how to write numbers, count, add, and subtract. Let's say the child wants to add. Tap on add. A train appears saying 1 plus 4 and the answer options are in the clouds above. The student has to tap the correct answer. The colors and visuals also make it really interesting for the children. They enjoy learning.
The use of the iPod is a great new innovation in our school. Children love it because of the animated audio-visual content, and teachers love it too because children grasp concepts better. Teachers have to spend some hours researching the content that is age-appropriate.
It is a very easy gadget to pick up a trick. My students figured out how to use it in about 2 days. It's incredible how quickly today's children can use technology. For example, they love the application named Kids. What it does is, it teaches you how to read and write the alphabet. Kids especially love the writing part, in which they have to trace the letters corresponding to the one next to it.
The educational benefits of using iPods in the classroom, after all, the initiative may be a very high one, but the key principle behind this move is rather simple. Learning outcomes are best achieved when learning is experiential and fun.
My favorite application is Animal Fun because I just learned and I get to learn about so many different animals, their names, their sounds, and how they are spread. It's too good.
I find that my son has actually become so much more attentive and communicative and seems to know a lot more. My son loves the spelling application called SW Wing. Here, you are given jumbled letters which they have to match correctly with the word above. When the student gets the spelling correct, the application reads the word aloud with the correct pronunciation. Learning spelling letters is great because it appeals to the child's imagination while imparting knowledge.
I really like my iPod because I can draw funny faces on it.
When you want the children to learn something, we say, let's look it up on the iPad. This week, we take the trouble to find the information themselves. So, the spoon-feeding method of teaching is one diminished here, which is really good for their mental growth. One of the applications that I feel does this well is the 7 Wonders application. It is so informative. It shows young children the ancient and new 7 wonders of the world. They only have to tap on the picture icon and they get various pictures of the 7 wonders within minutes. This is one of the best applications, and children learn about the world, which is key to a wholesome education.
Well, your parents got a quick glimpse of this. At CISC, we're going to take this whole education to another level. As I told you, this was 5 years ago. Things have changed, even in the technology area. Our teachers are researching new content every day for students to suit their learning. And I'm sure we're going to see a very lively and a very colorful and happy Ebenezer Beginnings in the years coming ahead. Thank you very much. Now may I please invite Ms. Rani Sudarshan, Director Academics, to take over. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Pujara. That was very informative, and I'm sure parents, you are much relaxed now, and I'm sure you believe that your children are in the best hands. If I have to ask any parent what made you choose Ebenezer International School, what would I hear? Any parent, what made you choose Ebenezer International School? Pardon? Oh, because of Dr. Ebenezer. Any other reason? I know, 99.9, but there's 1% still hanging in the balance. And what do you think that is that made you choose Ebenezer International School? Okay, well, let me share it with you. Academics, you know, is going to be taken in leaps and bounds in our institution, and children are really going to be tech savvy. With a click of a button, I think any child could gain any knowledge of their interest, and they will be satisfied with what they are learning. But how do we get an individual with an all-round development? And I think this is where Ebenezer International School makes a difference. Because we balance academics with co-curricular and extracurricular activities. And as I had mentioned earlier, you all heard about the outstanding results of our students. But now we're going to take you through what your child would benefit from studying at Ebenezer International School. For the parents of nursery, your children will be with us for 15 years. And for the parents of Prep 1 and 2, it goes 13 or 14. But by and large, a large part of the life of a child is spent here in school, and that is where we make a difference. So with the academics, we have dance, music, robotic and sports programs. Again, these are customized according to the age of the child. The nursery babies may not be exposed to robotics, but as they come to Prep 1 and 2, yes, they will have it. The dance is also outsourced by professionals, and all of you will witness a day where we will showcase what the children have learned. Coming to our sports academy, all may not apply to the babies, but I want you all to be rest assured that for the next 15 years of their life, this is what they are going to have in school. We know cricket is a very big sporting game in our country, and likewise, we see if a 3.5-year-old, it is happening at the moment with me, who knows that Dhoni could be the captain of the Indian team, but he was not of RCB. And it was a big disappointment that RCB lost, but at the same time, they were happy that Chennai Super Kings lost as well. So this is what cricket has done in school, and I'm very proud to announce, especially to the first-time parents, that Ebenezer International School won the first ever All India Petroleum Shield cricket tournament this year, and it was such a bright moment for all of us and really a feather in our cap. Likewise, our students have played in various matches in Malaysia, in Athens, in Greece, and we have always come back not only with the shield but also the Best Player Award for the Best Batsman, the Best Wicket Keeper, and it is just endless. Coming to football again, we have 3 of our students represented the country in the Children's Olympic Games in football, both at Athens and in France. Our school football team won the Freedom Mignon Memorial Trophy both at the ISP Adventure tournaments, and this was also finished by the girls team. Ajay Kumar of Standard 9 represented the Bangalore football team at the international level at Dubai. Our basketball doesn't lag far behind. Both the seniors and junior teams won the JSS Championship Trophy last year. 4 of our students represented Karnataka and also India in various swimming competitions and brought laurels to the school. A special mention about our twins Joanne and Joseph, who have gone on to international level in swimming. We also have Shivansh and Apeksha at state level. Apeksha, Tadagar and Nitin Reddy have also won various tournaments in tennis at the national level. We also have a badminton and robotics star, a special student who has also done exceedingly well in his IBCS exams, Vikram Lakshman, who has brought several honors to the institution. In athletics, Nirupama Sundaraj, I think she's a girl who will never be forgotten, who represented India in the Commonwealth Games. Presently, she is pursuing training in the US and wants to represent India at the Olympics soon. Syed also a national athletic runner who has brought several laurels. Why I'm mentioning this parents to you all just to tell you that your children are in safe hands and all these sporting facilities are available. I'm sure you all have gone through every sport. The hobby clubs that we conduct on a weekly basis, topping it is cookery. You'll be amazed to know that it's always our little young men who turn out the most delicious dishes. And where the babies are concerned, they cook without fire. They could bring gems, biscuits, whatever, and we are the guinea pigs, mind you. And it tastes yum. According to the age again, we have a gardening club going, and we are proud to state that we have a little patch where we have our organic gardening, and we are very happy when we see corn or brinjal coming up, but in the morning the bandicoots, the weakness. But yet again, the children are so thrilled that they have done something with their little fingers. As the children go to higher grades, other hobby clubs are introduced to them, but at the same time, we do not leave them behind, and we do have spelling bee, poetry, show and tell, pick and speak. You will experience this in your journey at EISB. Home practice and fun sheets. We urge parents to instill reading habit. As you heard Mrs. Pujara earlier, today it's very easy for us, especially working parents, to just turn off the TV and let the children do what they want, and probably mothers cook. But we would encourage you all to allow your children to read, probably take them to a little library. Of course, we have our library as well, and they can take books. And please instill this habit in your children. Fun sheets will be given home, as it was mentioned by Mrs. Pujara. Please don't think that when you don't get something in the bag, nothing was done or the teacher was absent. There's never a dull moment in school. So fun sheets will come once a week. So please ensure that they do the sheet and then it comes back to school for corrections. The library books will be issued every Friday for prep 1 and 2, but the babies will have their little reading corner. Please ensure that the children use the book properly and do not spoil them. Assemblies play a very, very integral part in our school life, and we wait actually for any excuse to celebrate. And there is never a dull moment, right from Father's Day to Grandparents' Day to various festivals. We are a secular school, so we celebrate every festival, whether it's Diwali, Christmas, Eid, or Onam. Every festival is celebrated, and at times, including the staff, come dressed up in probably the colors. Activities are in any number for the little ones, and as we go along and once you get your annual act, you will find activities that are mentioned for the children, and please do encourage and be a part of it. International Days is something that is another aspect of Lebanese International School where we make a difference compared to the others, where we celebrate dedicated to certain items mentioned on the board: food, elders, Mother Tongue Day, storytelling, poetry, and joy giving. Other special days: Annual Day Sports, Diwali, Baby's Day Out, Music Mania, which some of you know and the others will learn about, Teachers' Day, Founders' Day, and Fellowship Lunch. Fellowship Lunch is something very dear to the founder chairman. For the new parents, this is an event where around close to 5,000 to 6,000 people of the less fortunate in Bangalore City, the physically challenged, the HIV positive, old age, people from old age homes, orphans, backpackers, all these special people are invited to school once a year, where the children entertain them and then we sort of give them a happy meal and then they take aside. This is very dear to sir, and parents have been very supportive in the past, and I'm sure the new parents would be delighted to see this program where the children are all under safe confines of your homes. The warm blanket over them, ice cream whenever they want. But when they see this section of the society, it really opens their eyes to know that the world is mixed with different people. Field trips and excursions. The field trips will be a regular basis for our little children, beginning with the market. You are all going to be in the vicinity of the food market. So when we start with a field trip to the market where the children are even encouraged to, touch the fruits, feel for themselves. Though these fruits are not strange to them, they will find it on their dining table. But very often, I'm sure mother would say, don't touch the pineapple, it's so cute. Don't touch this, it's not washed. But here we give them that opportunity where we allow the children to go. And mind you, there are cows in the fruit market and we allow the children to touch them as well. And this is something, a kind of an experience which we at the ISB boast about. So when we are learning about the post office, we even take them to the post office, the train, a railway station. These are the hands-on experience the children have, and teachers are every bit a part of their life. Curriculum and activity updates. You will receive a synopsis of the forthcoming unit with activities every fortnight days. You will get this update from the teacher, and I'm sure, please don't panic that when you find something that the kid has to be taught, otherwise he's going to be lagging behind and things like that. Let the child enjoy his childhood, and we are here to train them. There's a classroom observation that will be followed, and it's a continuous system. Every child is unique. We all know that. Just as the 5 fingers on our hands are not of the same length, so are our children. And every child will be blessed with some kind of talent. And it is left to us, when we have our talent search days, to identify. And this is where our teachers also will be observing each and every child very closely. That is another reason why our numbers are small and where Ebenezer International School makes a difference. So every child will be observed, and you will know exactly how your child is behaving in environment away from home. International exchange programs, which may not apply to you, but as I said, the next 15 years of your child's life, we have international programs held where at the senior level we do take them on educational trips. But if anyone's interested, probably we'll add Disneyland for you. The parent-teacher meeting will be held term-wise, and it will be communicated to you. We will give you all slots because we know that some of you all have an older child, so we will not burden you with making you come twice or thrice in some cases, but we will give you slots. But please do try to adhere to those timings so that we can give our best to each and every one of you. Meeting on teachers on you will probably have to call the school office or send a mail if you want to meet a teacher. Please do not call them and disturb them because even they have families, and when they go home, they need to tend to their families as well. So we would like to bury this past practice that was happening in school, and I'm sure when you mail a teacher, you will get a reply, and probably you can extend it by chatting and finding out whatever you want, but please refrain from calling them. The Counseling and Remedial Center. I believe that every child is a gift. It is just that they unwrap their packages and distill into this. The learning lab named the rain tree in our school, we named it the rain tree because all of us know the few branches. Forget about Bangalore's rain and many trees being uprooted, which happened even last night. But the rain tree, which shelters everybody, is what at the Remedial Center is doing. It is not to frighten you or to alarm you, but at the tender age of 3.5 to 4, the teachers are really expert in identifying if a child has a dyslexic or a dysgraphic problem. Please don't be alarmed. It's just that the awareness has come out earlier, and we are benefiting by this process, and your child will really, you will see the difference. Please don't start thinking, is my child a dysgraphic or a dyslexic child? Please don't start thinking. It is just that probably 1 in 20 we might find. But I don't want you to feel If at all we've identified this issue and if you are called to the school to meet with the counselors, please don't give up. It doesn't mean you throw your hands up. This is where I'd like to speak about Chinmaya Narsamaya, a student of our school who just passed out, who scored 91.2% in his ICSE exam. Calling me and telling me, please talk about Chinmaya wherever you can. Because we want parents and we want to give parents that strength that if there is a problem with your child, not to give up. And Chinmaya today is a state cricket player, and just 2 days ago when his father called me, he said, our eyes are on IPL. He scored 91.2 and eyes are on IPL. So this is what a school can do, the correct school can do, the right teachers can do at the right time for your child, if at all. Please, I'm stressing on the word if. We find that they need the extra support. Ebenezer International School is one among the few schools who gives this kind of support. The counseling center is headed by Mrs. Sumita Pillai, a very experienced teacher, and I think Prep 1 and 2, we do have a couple of children. Please do spend time with her, but I'm stressing again, don't give up. The health center that we have at Ebenezer International School, we have nurses on campus and doctors on call. But if you feel your child is unwell, please don't send the child to school. But in case once the child comes to school and we feel that he needs to go home, the teacher will call and please do cooperate with the school and come and pick them up. Daycare center has been requested by many parents. We know that many of you are working mothers and you don't have support at home. So at Ebenezer International School, we will be running the daycare center right after 5:30. Only thing is, the parents will have to come and pick up the children because as you all know, once our buses go out into the town, it is not possible to get the buses back. So if you are willing to pick the children up, we are willing to have them. We will have them. It's not willing. We will have them. And we also have a little program planned for the babies when they are with us. We have a little activity, dedicated activity area, so they will not get bored. Little play time, little fun time, attending to their food. And invariably before they go home, we will give them a wash and change them and send them fresh. So anyone looking for daycare facilities, please do contact Mr. Dipesh and take it forward. The parent support for healthcare. Please maintain proper hygiene. This far at Ebenezer International School, we have not come across any child where we had to call the parents and say, kindly check the hair, whether it is lice, or the child is smelling, or not much to feed, or not wash the face. We have not faced that. And we believe we will not. But just inculcate in them few basic hygiene so that they can share it with their friends as well. We do have visiting doctors who will come and speak to them on various things, maintenance of their general body, and again, depending on age-appropriate talks. But please try to inculcate this, and they should have their required sleep. This leads to a problem when the child comes to school, and the child is cranky, and then the parents at home, we went to see Tanu's mom, and then all this leads to problems for us. So please try to avoid taking them and keeping them out late at night. Exercise daily, which will also happen in school. A balanced diet is something that we would like to stress upon. We know that the new admissions have food with us, but those parents who have been with us in the past and who send food, please, no idli, dosa, sambar, chutney. It is a big problem for teachers to send. When you send these kind of food and make a child have that in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes. Let me share something with you. There was one particular child who came with 6 idlis. Okay, a 3.5-year-old child, and he had sambar and idli and everything. And obviously nobody can eat that amount of food. And when he didn't, this child was taken to task by the mother at home. So he started throwing the food in school where one of our maintenance staff saw. So indirectly we are trying to teach children to do something which they shouldn't at that age. So please give them a balanced diet. Fruits, nuts is something a child should have at this age. That is more than enough. Rather than stuffing them with food. We also get light rice and all that, curd rice and all that for breakfast for children. Believe me, it is not needed to begin with, and it is just not fair. So try to try to talk to us if you all want to, even a cheese sandwich, something like that is more than enough. Because there's a lot of fun happening in class now. There's a lot of fun happening in class. So let them not keep wasting their time, not trying to consume food which is really not needed for them. I'm sure all of you all will get them dewormed regularly, but just that we are concerned, please do talk to your physicians. And if there's any specific problem that your child has, we do have some children who are allergic to nuts. We do have, you'll be surprised to know, we have children with juvenile diabetes. So if there is any such problem, please do talk to one of us so that we will take care of the children. Because once they are in their uniform, they are our children more than yours. Things to be brought to school daily, their school bag, the alphabet, the water bottle, and any other materials that we might ask, probably an empty shoe box, or ice cream sticks, things like that, nothing more. So keep looking into the almanac, which is the homework diary, for any such instructions. This is important for our parents, the first time parents. If your children are not toilet trained, please do send diapers and a set of clothes. You can name them and put them in a Ziploc bag. And the first day when you come to school, please do hand it over to the respective class teacher. When you feel your child is able to handle probably without a diaper, please do consult the teacher. And let me assure you, we have the best of maintenance staff. We have ladies for the babies, and they take very good care of the children. You need not worry in case your child messes up. So please feel free, we are family today. We are there to help you. Just some important and helpful information. A student must have 2 current emergency phone numbers. This problem we have faced in the past as well, especially if you are not doctors. Both mom and dad in surgery, and then if there is an issue, we are not able to get across to you all. So just see that we have one number to which we could communicate in case. I stress in case we need to contact you all. You should keep the school office informed of any change of phone numbers, email ID, address, and place of work. Address is very important, especially if you are using the school transport. So don't tell us, oh, I forgot, I'm sorry, I forgot to inform you, because please remember other children are waiting in the bus, and also children need to be picked up. The student will be handed over only to the parent or authorized people with the e-iPad. Mr. Ritesh will speak more about it, but we have brought in an iPad for parents as well. So in the past, the old parents you could walk in and walk out at any part of time. Sorry, henceforth that is forbidden. Birthdays. Birthdays are very special in anybody's life, yours and mine equally. The school today will follow a policy where no sweets or cakes or things like that, whatever was in the past, will be continued in future. The teachers have the list of birthdays and we will make them feel special on that day. But please refrain from sending sweets or any kind of gifts because the policy is forbidden. And we appreciate your cooperation. The almanac, which will be given to you all when the student comes into school, you will find the student and parents profile, an absentee record, and a parent-teacher interaction. The students and parents profile, please fill it in so that when the child comes in, we have necessary information like phone numbers, addresses, blood groups, and things like that. Absence record, please do mention in the column when your child is absent. Now, if you feel a child is not in for one of the problems like chicken pox or whatever, please don't hesitate to call the school office and inform us that the child will not, and we know that 21 days the child will not come to school. Weddings we can understand, but if you can plan that, you are top of the family, I know it's difficult, but in case it can be planned during holidays, that we will not speak about. But if you can refrain from taking holidays unnecessarily, it will help, because as Mrs. Vicky or Pujara also said, there's so much happening in school, so let not the child miss out on anything. The parent-teacher record, please keep an eye, because there could be a note from the teacher, and likewise the parent also could keep a note to the teacher. So likewise it's very important page. The stationery for the children of this batch, the books will not be given to you today because everything is packed and it is handed over to the class teacher. But along the line, you will come to know once class starts, you will start coming home and you know what is happening. But you can collect a uniform as you go along. Prohibited items, as in any school, please, no fancy watches, girls with all kinds of clips and fancy stuff, mobile phones, there are many children coming in with mobile phones. All this is prohibited items. We've not had this problem in the past, but we're just stressing on it in case it slips your mind. Hair and accessories, the girls, we would love their hair to be braided. No coloring or streaking of hair. No fancy hair clips and earrings. Please try to see even if the little children could just have a stud. Because sometimes when they have the ring, there's a tendency when they play, someone who accidentally studded it. So if there is just a stud for the little girls, it is appreciable. Boys, no fancy haircuts, because we don't want all the mushroom cuts and whatever cut, no fancy haircut. And the girls, please remember, as per the uniform, every day we would like to see them smartly dressed, because this is where we begin, when the child leaves school. I'm sure all of you look at your child, just see that the child is presentable, and I'm sure all of us here at Ebenezer International will have a wonderful time together. And now request Mr. Sudesh to kindly take forward the last bit of the presentation.
Good afternoon, all of you. I'm sure nobody would have realized we have come from morning to afternoon and have been a very informative session here. Thanks to Indrani ma'am and all the speakers who have shared the information. I'll be sharing more about the processes that we'll be following in the school and the uniform changes that have happened and all the updates about that. So we'll start with the new uniforms for the pre-primary. As usual, kids today also are in their colorful uniforms and we have brought in new colors, so these are the same. All the pre-primary section, which is nursery, Prep 1 and Prep 2, would be coming in these uniforms. As you see here, Ebenezer beginnings. So yes, Ebenezer International School is the bigger part, but for nursery, Prep 1, Prep 2, we now call it Ebenezer beginnings. This is beginning for a complete 15-year session at Ebenezer International School. So you start with this color. The footwear this year would be Nike white shoes. So the kids all the 5 days will have to be in the same uniform and these shoes. Now this is addition this year that we are doing. We are introducing the electronic identity cards. These cards would be very important to be carried to school every day. I would like every parent to please notice and note this down that this card has to be brought to school every day, because for a lot of things like your children's attendance, right from the bus to the school, to the issuing of the library books and to the dining hall, everything, every movement would be recorded by this. So this would be a very big security measure that is coming in into the school. I request all parents from the day 2, because we'll be handing over these cards to you on day 1, to bring all the kids to bring these identity cards. Now food, when we talk about food, there's an addition that we have done there. Balanced diet, as Rani had said, is very important for all the kids. So for all the new admissions this year, we have started that the meal at school is mandatory because the menu is planned by nutritionists. From the next year, we are planning and wanting all the kids, once they experience it this year, what kind of food we serve in the school, to have the food in the school. And it is not only about the food. I've always been stressing to all the parents that I have been meeting, it is more about table etiquettes and the eating habits that we have to inculcate into our kids here. So, because when we are at home, kids are at home, as parents, we are bound to pamper them. So, we may listen to the yeses and no's, but yes, we are because of the teachers and because of that community eating habit, kids develop right eating skills. So, please encourage your kids to have food at home. Whoever is bringing from at school, whoever is bringing at home also should carry forward those table etiquettes to home. So, please encourage your kids when they are asking you for an apron or a bake or a fork and knife to use. Encourage the kids. School timings for nursery, again, for all the day school start to 8 o'clock, but the nursery classes would end at 12:30 and the buses would leave there. So Prep 1 and Prep 2, the school timings now have been increased from 2:30 to 3 o'clock. And this half an hour of increase has come in because of all the new initiatives that we have shared with you. We want all the kids here to experience everything within the school timings itself and not force the parents to come and pick the kids afterwards just because they are doing some activities. So this is a very thoughtful decision that we have taken and we are looking forward for your support on this. Yes, being regular and punctual goes without saying that every child has to be regular to the school because every day something very important and very informative would be done in the school. So if you are punctual, being on time, your breakfast would not be missed. If you are regular to the school, your academic components and co-curricular activities would not be missed, and all the kids would be benefited by that. Circular, like Ibrahim have also shared now, every communication from the school, other than the field trips, would be made through emails. We have, in the recent past, in the last 2-3 months, experienced when we have started the emails that a lot of parents have said we have not got it. Reasons are two. One is that we have asked for the updated information and it has been entered in the database. Some email IDs are not right. So we are giving you a form today. You have to check all the email IDs after this session. If there is any correction in the email ID, please fill up the email IDs on the top of the form. You have to check for both the information which is email IDs for the father and the mother and the phone numbers. For the pre-primary section, which is nursery, Prep 1 and Prep 2, the communication from the school would be coming to you from this email ID. So as ma'am said, the teacher's email ID and all communication has to be on the email ID. We are making it a central email ID. So even if you are writing to other email IDs, please make sure that you are marking a CC to this one. So all the communication is recorded and it is taken care of. We will be sending you a mail shortly in the next couple of days from this email ID so that you have these email IDs recorded with you. Yeah, again, I would again like to stress about safety and security. We know a lot of unfortunate incidences that have happened in the city and in the country lately. So the school has been proactive in taking measures to make sure that nothing like that happens at PISD. Now, safety in transport is very, very important. So all the newly made up buses are coming up, they have already been looked at, so whatever concerns you had last year have already been sorted out. You'll be having buses, we should have CCTV cameras installed in that, so that all the parents and students are traveling in buses have no worries at all. Lady child care attendants, they would be in the buses to take care of the smaller kids because at times the smaller kids have to be picked up to get into the buses and also to get out of the buses. And for a male child, a female attendant is okay, but for a female child at times the male attendant becomes a concern. Now these are government norms that we have to follow, but the school is not stopping at that. As you can see here, a bus are displayed by Red Cross and traffic police personnel on the traffic etiquettes as well as their first aid kit. The government makes it mandatory to have a first aid kit in the bus, but we are not stopping at that. It is one thing to have the first aid kit in the bus, but it is very important that the staff in the bus knows how to use the phone and how to take care of the medical emergencies or facilities that are there in the bus. So that would be taken care of because of the staff being trained. All the buses would be GPS enabled so that the school authorities can monitor the movement of the buses. So whenever the buses are flying on roads, our school department as well as Bhagirathi Travels, who we have outsourced the transport to, would be monitoring the movement of the buses. All buses are fitted with speed governors. At times you must be seeing that a lot of school buses are driving rash. Yes, we will also be having our numbers flashing on that if there is any rash driving, please do inform the school. But we make sure because of the training by the traffic police that all the traffic measures are adhered to. And safety doesn't end at the transport. When the kids are in campus, it is equally important. So we have installed 155 CCTV cameras all across the campus. Currently, some of the wiring is already underway. When you go to the round of the campus and go for your uniform, you'll be able to see that. So the entire campus would be mapped by the CCTV cameras, movement of which we will be looking at in our administration department. 24/7 security being provided by G4S security people. You must have already seen that outside. Both male and female security guards are there. In-house surveillance, as I told you, by administration department would be done. And the record maintenance of every inward and outward movement from the school. Like Rani ma'am just mentioned about the electronic identity cards by all the parents to be brought in. So even when a parent is coming to meet a teacher or pick up a child, you have to bring in your identity cards. The child would be handed over to you or to the guardian that you would be nominated. So please adhere to these policies because these are all for the safety of our kids. Then as I just mentioned about G4S, so this is G4S, everybody I'm sure here knows is India's most known security providers, and we have got them into the school. We've also got a segway which would enable the security people to do 24/7 patrolling of the school and to complete campus they monitor all the time. Then we come to a very important component of social media here now. Now the school, all those functions that we do, a lot of events that happen in the school, all the photographs, now how do we make it available to the parents? Our Facebook links are given here. This slide and these links would be shared with all the parents later on also. Now to get access to all the information that we put on Facebook, every parent has to go and like this page. Then only the updates would be coming to you. This a link would be coming to you in that email ID that I shared with you. So in a couple of days, these things would be coming. Then our Twitter handle is also operational, so updates are on that also. And then obviously the website of the school. Live streaming of all major events we are doing on YouTube. It has been in practice for the last 6 months and will be carried forward in future also. So if you have your parents, I'm talking to the parents now, if you have your parents maybe outside of the country or in some other part of the country, they can also be virtually present in this hall to see all the major events. These are some of the screenshots of the social media. Now this is another feature that we have started this year. All the photographs of the major events and the activities that we do in the school will be uploaded on our website and would be available to all the parents through our e-photo service. This would be available on the portal which is mentioned here. You can also share and print these photographs to be kept as a record with you. Videos and photos of all school events will be uploaded on Facebook and website. Currently, as we are doing this program here, the photographs are already being uploaded on Facebook and this program is also being streamed. Another component, again you may feel that why is coding relevant to us, it is not that here, because it starts from grade 1. Rani ma'am said 15 years, I'm looking at that now. Right? And a lot of parents who are working parents might want to have a coding facility. When I say boarding, it is not that the kids have to be with us for months together. We have a weekly boarding facility also. So for all those parents who are working, like mother and father both working, the kids can come to the school on Monday morning from grade 1 onwards and can go back home on Friday evening. So it's a very good balance of being at home and being with the family also that we create and we also have here. We have separate boarding homes for boys and girls. Grade-specific ultra-modern semi-private space for every boarder. Now we have experienced that in our research to different schools and in the industry when we see at times either you would have separate rooms for boarders, each boarder, or you would have halls and dormitory system would be there. We wanted to create a semi-private area. Times these days say that every child has a different requirement. At one point, only a child might want to study, and another child might want to have a video call with the parent, and a third child in the room would want to have a TV show. Now, unless and until they have a semi-private area, cubicles created within the same hall, they will not be able to do. That is the thought behind having semi-private areas, and these are all modular furniture coming in, which is world-class updated ones. Private TV screen is there for every boredom, but we have made sure as a school that we do not jump the line. So these are only pre-defined channels and for limited duration. So channel list will be shared with the parents, from which the parents have to select some channels, and they will be live on the TV only for a predefined duration, controlled by the boarding patrons. So after a particular point, and even if there is a very good program going on and the child is interested in watching it more, that has to stop. Video conferencing facilities are available on request for all the boarders. So even from Monday to Friday, when your kids will be here for weekly boarding, and if you want to talk to them in between also on request, video conferencing facility will be available. We have a mentor for every boarder here. Academic support obviously goes without saying has to be provided in the school to all the boarders because they are with us 24/7 for 5 days. We have introduced an option of Jain food in addition to vegetarian and non-vegetarian food this year. And this is as per the demand that has come from a lot of parents. We have dedicated workshops on life skills and personality development because when we talk about boarding, it is not just about staying in the school. It is about learning a lot of skills from boarding life. Boarding life, when we talk about, is a totally different thing. So we have intentionally and very research-based life skills and personality development programs that people from within the school and from outside will be coming in to give to the skills. We have in-house celebrations of important festivals and occasions. So let's suppose it is Diwali, which would not be possible as good as in the morning time, but in the evening time, that would be possible for the boarders. Mentors for all the boarders will be sharing their weekly updates to all the parents, so that the parents are kept updated about the progress of the child. This is a glimpse of the semi-private area that I'm talking about. Now this is the time when all the 3 kids in the room want to be together. So they are in one cubicle. Otherwise this complete space is for one child. And every child has their own bed, their own study table, with dedicated computer screen and their wardrobe within that cubicle. Now this is one important message. I'm not a parent, so I don't know if I'm the right person to talk about how to be supportive parents, but as Mr. Jesus last said, that it is imperative in every child's nature to explore and express. I would just tell all the parents on all those 2 words, we have written 3 words here, please encourage. Encourage your kids to explore and express. At times you might have to become kids with them, but that is perfectly alright. We encourage you to do that, and we encourage you all to come in with your feedback throughout the year. As and when you find there is something that you need to talk about, my room, is on the ground floor of the admin block. You can always come in. Dr. Ebenezer is always available. Indrani ma'am is always available. Mr. Ajay Kumar, our principal, is always available. In the end, I would just like to say that let's all play, learn, and grow together. And we say, let us all, I talk about all the teachers, parents, students, everybody in the school. We all have to learn and play and grow together. Thank you all the parents for coming in for this session today. And one last information, after this session, we have made some arrangement of snacks outside. So I would request all the parents to go in there and have some food because all the kids now are getting restless here. Post that, we have to move to the basement section of the admin block where your uniforms are ready. As Rani ma'am said that books would have already been handed over to the teachers, they will be given to the students when the school starts. Only the uniforms and shoes will be getting today, so please you can go over there and collect your uniforms as well. I'm looking forward to seeing you again on 15th of June when we reopen. Once again, thank you all for coming in. Bye.